Hello everyone, my name is Padungsuntararak. I am a first year automation engineering student of MUTL. Today I will be talking about my experience in my MAIIAM Contemporary Art Museum. The reason why I choose this topic is that I want to talk about contemporary art the, and the impressions of this art museum. So I have divided my presentation into three main parts. First is the history of this museum. The second main part is my impressions of this museum. And the last one is Museum for Art. It is the objective for making this museum. So let's get started. History of this museum is it used to be a warehouse, and this museum was founded by Bunak and Berdeley family by Jean Michel Berdeley and his wife is Patsy Bunak and his son Eric Bunak to share and let this space be a source of learning and view contemporary art, which this family collected for more than 30 years. So the next main part is my impression of this museum. The first impression of this museum is very huge, and I don't think it. I don't think that inside of the building is so big, because if you look if you look it from the outside view, it would be the narrow one, and this is uh, my first impression of this place. The second impression for me is the art of this museum is so hard to understand, because contemporary art is the way to make something old to something new, the way the way to uh, connect the old and the new one together. So I am not understand at the first time, but it have many art that I really like in this museum, and there is one of that that I have told. There is very large painting in the back, and the sculpture of the people. Okay, this is the last main point of my presentation. It is Museum for Art. Uh, Museum for Art is the concept of this museum. The objective of this museum is to share, to let the art view show, to make the learning space for students, designer, artists, or even the normal one. And the last objective is to make the gap closer. The gap, I mean the gap of the gap between people and art, because it isn't the thing that hard to reach anymore. So this is the reason of this museum. So I would like to summarize the main part of my presentation. I First, I am talking about history of this museum. The second point is my impression of this museum. And the last one is the objective of this museum is museum for art. Okay, here is the end of my presentation. I would like to use the quote from Ukrainian businessman Viktor Pinchuk is contemporary art will help me to modernize our society. Are there any questions? Thank you.